So this is a small modern farmhouse for a small family. It's got 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Going into this build, I really didn't have a particular idea in mind. I just knew that I wanted to make something small for the sake of recording purposes, but I really like how this turned out. Going into the house, I did struggle a little bit with the roof. There is no upstairs in the house, just looks like it. So I did change the colors a little bit at the beginning. I kind of was going for more of like a cottage feel, but when I started playing with the outside, I really liked the idea of a small farmhouse. So you'll kind of see me playing around with the roof a little bit and then changing the colors as well. Went for like a rocky texture at first outside and then changed it to a white, simple, clean kind of look. And I did play with the chimney as well. Going into the house, I kind of played with the windows. I wasn't too sure which windows to use at the front, but I really like how those turned out. And then on the side, that glass roof is actually going to be the kitchen. I knew from the outside that I wanted to make sure that I added the kitchen on that side of the house just because of all the natural lighting. I feel like that would have looked really pretty. So here you see me change the colors a little bit, like I said. So now I go into inside of the house and I start playing with the floor plan. I did struggle a little bit because I wanted to have like kind of an open concept in mind, just because the house was already small and I feel like adding too many rooms is going to make it look even smaller. So I started knowing already that I wanted to add the kitchen on that side, so I just went ahead and added tons of windows in there, and then I knew that the bedrooms had to be on the other side, and I knew also that I wanted to incorporate the platforms that we got recently. So I used the platform tool in the entry area. I raised that a little bit, and then I used it also in the fireplace for the living room. So you kind of see me coming together with the floor plan. So like I said, it's got 2 bedrooms, you have the master room, and then you have another one for a kid or preteen is what I made it for. And you have a bathroom for the parents and ensuite, and then also another bathroom for a guest or for the preteen. So going inside and started decorating, I kind of wanted to bring like the outside in. So I added a lot of like wood tones and brick and stone, but also try to keep it clean as far as decorating wise. So a lot of whites and blacks and grays. And I really like this entry table with this mirror that I put together. And I kind of had an idea for the family. I feel like since it is a modern farmhouse, I had an idea that maybe the mom is into like gardening or planting. So I add a lot of plants throughout the house and in the backyard as well. So here I kind of kept it simple, added a couple plants, a lamp. I think I added a stool in the entryway as well. So here I go playing with the platforms into the living room. I wanted to keep it simple but modern as well, very clean. And I want to say I chose the white couches for this one. Yeah, and then I used those rugs from, I want to say, Snowy Escape. I kind of put those together. No, I didn't. I changed the rug. Okay, so I think I used the Snowy Escape rug in the parents' room, I want to say. So I go into the kitchen now, and I did struggle with the counters in here for a little while, just because for some reason I always like to add the kitchen sink near a window, because I have like an idea that whenever they're doing dishes or so, they're kind of looking out the window, looking at people walking by, looking at the birds. So in all my builds, I try to at least add the sink where the window is at. I feel like that's one of like my pet peeves when I can't do it that way. And then another pet peeve that I have is also the stove, where I place the stove. I try to not put it near a window, so it has to be like against a wall for some reason. So I did think about adding 2 stoves at this point, but it kind of looked kind of funny, so I just left it at 1. I didn't add cabinets, just open shelving. I felt like that kind of made it more, clean, that old style that I was trying to go for. And I add like a little nook on the side for the dad. I feel like the dad is maybe works from home, maybe because of the pandemic or something, but I add like that little office nook right there, computer. I want to say I add a shelf or I think I'll leave it like that. But I feel like that was a neat idea. Again, kind of keeping it, near the window where when they're working, you can kind of see out the window. And here I also had a hard time placing something on that wall. I feel like it was too plain, but I didn't want to clutter it too much. But I feel like it turned out pretty good just with, a picture frame. And I want to say I go back and add the thermostat right there on that wall as well. So pretty much this is, the layout for the living space. So the living room and the kitchen. I want to say I go into the parents' room after here. And for the parents' room, I kind of keep it the same as well, kind of bring in the whole style of the house. Because I always have an idea whenever you're making a parents' room, since it is their house, they're gonna have like that similar theme, into their bedroom because it is their house. So okay, so never mind. I go into the front at this point. So kind of just do a little bit of landscaping. I don't go too crazy with the front. I kind of just play with it. And I add more plants and stuff in the back. I just wanted to make it look clean in the front and not too cluttered. Just very simple. Just a couple touches throughout the front, making it look a little bit lived in, I guess you could say, adding that pathway to the back. And then for the porch, for the back porch, I don't think I do a ceiling for the back porch. I know I do fence it in. Oh, never mind. Oh, do I not? I do not. But I do fence it in just because I feel like since it's on the side, like on the corner, I wanted to add some more privacy to the backyard. So I do fence it in, even though it is kind of small. I feel like they really didn't need the space since I have an idea that maybe it's a preteen that lives here. So I feel like the backyard is mostly used by the mom to kind of do her gardening, and she just has plants. And I did try to incorporate like some other activities in the backyard, but just because it is kind of small, I really didn't have enough room. But I added those dumpsters there, added those pots for her, and like I said, I try to add more activities. So I try to do that fire pit there, but I felt like it was too big. It was kind of out of place. So I just add that picnic table. I think I do add like a grill in the back, so that way they can grill in the back and eat in the backyard, and add some lights to the outside. I feel like it kind of comes together at this point. Adding some more flowers. Oh, and I add a bike in the backyard as well, because I feel like since maybe they do have this preteen, I have an idea that maybe the school's nearby and he kind of rides his bike to school. I thought that was a neat idea. And here, I'm very indecisive. I go back and play with the roof, because since this is a modern farmhouse, I kind of add like a little curve to the roofing. I feel like that made it a little bit more farm-like, if that's a word. Okay, so this is where I actually jump into the parents' room. And like I said before, wanted to keep that same style into the parents' room. Keep it clean, add a couple plants, but simple. Just because, it's the parents' room, I feel like normally whenever I go to somebody else's house, whatever, the type of color scheme or type of theme that they have throughout their house, to kind of like bring that into the parents' room, just because, it is their house. So I try to keep that same style, just grays and blacks, and keep it very clean. And I do add that dresser, and I put the TV above. So I add like a side table and add the cluttered items on that side. And just add a couple picture frames. I want to say I add that mirror on the other wall. And then their bathroom, I feel like it's not too big and it's not too small. I did have enough room to add those 2 sinks in there. Added those mirrors. It's just very simple. I feel like, that's pretty much all they need. And I want to say after here, I jump into the kids' bathroom. And into the kids' bathroom, I actually split it. I feel like it was, big enough to do that. I like to do that with a lot of my builds when it's big enough. So where I have on one room, like the shower or the bathtub area, and in the other room, I have the toilet and the sink. And I felt like that was a neat idea to kind of just divide that because I had the space. So going into the kids' room, like I said, I feel like it was a preteen, so maybe like 12 or 13 years old. And I feel like at this age, a lot of us maybe are like indecisive when it comes to things and like our hobbies. You're kind of all over the place. You like to try, new things. You're into like different types of movies and music and books and stuff. So I kind of incorporated all of that into this room. So there's like toys in here. There's like rockets. There's books. There's a basketball or a soccer ball. So I just kind of added all of that in here just because of his personality. I feel like maybe he's kind of into everything. He's in that stage where he's trying new things, and I feel like this room came out really good. I feel like it's pretty big for a kid's room, but I really liked how it turned out, and kind of incorporating like the other color scheme, just keeping it simple, clean. And I want to say on those two walls where I add that shelf and that ottoman, I want to say I do change it at the end to like a blue color. I feel like maybe the parents, gave in for the kids' room since he is the only child, and maybe they just, settled with just two walls for his room to changing it a different color. So as you can tell, add a lot of clutter, a lot of posters, jerseys, incorporated all of that. Ooh, and I actually add that basketball hoop. I sized it down. I feel like that was a neat idea to kind of incorporate that in there, where maybe like he's laying in his bed and shooting some hoops while he's like studying or something. I thought that was pretty cool. So that's pretty much it for the kids' room, and just adding the last touches. And towards the end, I do go in and add more stuff to the front porch because I didn't have like a sitting area or any plants, and since the mom is into plants and such, I added more of that into the front porch. All right, so that's pretty much it for the build. I really hope you guys like it. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions. Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you. Bye.